First referee, Mr. Bobby Celso. Second referee, Mr. Nestor Matematico. Let's call on our starting lineup from our PETRO GAZZ Angels. Let's begin with jersey number 2, Janelle Welch Cheng. At number 9, Mary Remy Joy Palma. Wearing jersey number 12, Myla Pablo. At number 13, Mar Jana Phillips. Guest player from the USA, number 16, Lindsay Vanderweide. And at number 20, Jonah Sabete. Libero, number 1, Sheila Marie Pineda. Head coach, Mr. Ralph Benson Ricafort. Calling on our AKARI Chargers. They're led by their team captain with jersey number 6, Michelle Monique Cobb. At number 3, Laika Ebon. Wearing jersey number 5, Critch Makaslang. Number 9, Janine Nicole Marciano. Number 10, Princess Ezra Madrigal. And at number 14, guest player from the Dominican Republic, Priscilla Rivera. Libero, number 7, Mary Antoinette Landicho. Head coach, Mr. Jorge De Brito. This is match number 13, preliminary round. May the best team win.
Koponan naman ang makakatapat nila ang AKARI Chargers. The only change here is Laika Ebon will be starting actually para sa AKARI Chargers for Coach Jorge De Brito after playing well off the bench in their loss against Cheritigo. As we welcome you to our coverage here on One Sports Plus and Signal Play. You can also catch us on Smart Gigaplay Dip Dipianco alongside Neil Flores as we welcome you to the PVL 2022 Reinforced Conference. Also joining us on the sidelines, we'll get reports from her later on. We have Lexi Rodriguez. Neil, both teams coming off a loss. We've talked about it pre-game. What are the keys? And maganda nung pinakita ng AKARI, almost getting a win in that 5-setter. But what do you think will do it for them? And then lipat tayo mamaya sa PETRO GAZZ.
Well, for the AKARI Chargers, it's all going to be about the balanced production of the local players. Priscilla Rivera will always be at that 25 to 30 point mark. But you have to be able to score in double digits. Talking about the other middle blockers and the opposite spiker position. And for PETRO GAZZ, again, it was a very close game against the Creamline Cool Smashers. Almost a 5-setter. So, kailangan lang nila bawasan yung mga crucial errors pag nasa dulo na. Because when they made that service error in set number 4, that was when Creamline took over.
Almost, no? But not quite yung service error ni Lindsay Vanderweide. Meanwhile, long rally ongoing for the second point of the match. Who will get this one? Good defense on both ends of the floor. Marciano with the drop. Picked up by Sabete. Cheng pops it up. Lindsay gets the point finally para sa PETRO GAZZ Angels.
Lindsay Vanderweide is also one of the power hitters here in the Reinforced Conference. So you have to be able to get good rebounds if you want to pop that ball up for your transition. And for the AKARI Chargers, they will be switching up players. As you noticed, Danny Ravenna will not be playing right now. They will be parading a new libero in Joyvina. So Landicho will be the starting libero.
Right, good that you pointed out. Aside from Laika Ebon, also the libero, Bingil Landicho, is the starter para sa AKARI Chargers. And we will look forward to the debut of Rachel Urbina as a libero kasi parang the past couple of games she's been playing a different position. Chargers looking for their first point. Free ball given up. Cheng decides to go to Lindsay. And the hammer from Lindsay Vanderweide.
That's a good set from Janelle Cheng. She already saw the two blockers na malapit sa antenna. So medyo binitin niya yung set. That's why Lindsay got that cross-court go. Blazing start for the Gazz Angels.
Right, look for the Angels to keep going to her. Meanwhile, a service ace. Wala kay MJ Phillips, and they are on a 5-0 blast, which prompts Coach Jorge De Brito to call for time.
The ball is short here. The balls come here. The opposite is here. The import in front. You should not leave her there. You can drop there. You can go there and just put the ball there and you'll be. But you have to use the quick. Okay. That's it. That's it.
Guys, wait lang. First set pa lang. Huwag tayo ma-frustrate, ha? Control natin yung emotions natin. Compose tayo, compose, ha? Okay, AKARI!
Early timeout called by the AKARI Chargers, and you can hear from the players that first set pa lang, no need to get frustrated yet. But of course, Coach Jorge De Brito giving some reminders early on in this game. Phillips coming off a service ace, back at the service line. Back row attack mula kay Rivera. Saved by MJ. And it's back with AKARI. Here comes Marciano. Is there a touch? None. And it's outside. 6 straight points now for the Angels.
AKARI having a hard time converting their first point.
It's a huge 6-point lead now in the early goings. Cubs 1-2. Does not work. Lindsay. The dive by Ebon keeps it alive. Cheng. Back sets to the running Palma. Ebon again was there. Cobb. Ooh, and another point for PETRO GAZZ, and it's now 7 straight for the Angels.
And you can just see how relaxed and controlled PETRO GAZZ is right now in this first set. Janelle Cheng dishing out a lot of different sets.
Yeah. Contrary to what we're seeing with AKARI, a lot of scramble plays, no, Neil? Parang naghihingalo pa sila, hinahanap nila yung tamang groove. And that is outside. And this will lead us to our first technical timeout. Oy. There you go.
Babawiin yung initial call. The point will go to the AKARI Chargers because one of the linesmen actually called that ball as a check ball.
That's why we were a bit confused, no? Kasi may touch, said the linesman, and then the first referee. But it will be overturned. Point goes to AKARI as they get their first point of the match, which hopefully can instigate some momentum in their side. Cheng, upset. Lindsay, straight to Cobb. Orvina is now in the game. Back row attack is dug up by Sabete. That is rejected and a point for AKARI.
That's a good block for the Chargers. They have to start something right now, and if they can't get it via offense, they should get it via defense.
Yeah. Just as important in this game, and it's a block mula kay Laika Ebon. Cobb with the serve. Pineda will be the one to set it up. What a dive by Michelle Cobb, been active on defense. Marciano with a drop, but Sabete keeps it alive. Chance ball. Mitch back sets to Ebon. Cheng's turn to set. And that's a violation on the part of Mitch Makasla, which will officially bring us to the first technical timeout. PETRO GAZZ up by 6 points, 8-2 here in the first set. back inside the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna. We are in the first set of this match between AKARI and PETRO GAZZ. The Angels, as Neil mentioned, were off to a blazing start. 7-0 before AKARI got their first point. Almost an ace mula kay Cheng. Free ball for PETRO GAZZ. Here comes Sabete. That is again short. And a chance for us to send it to Lexi Rodriguez for this report. Lexi?
It's a hot and sunny day here in the south, but I'm pretty sure that the AKARI power chargers are only starting to fire up and get fully regenerated. After that 5-set game against the crossovers, today is Bawi Day. Ika nga, yun ang kanilang motivation today, Bawi Day. Kahit na may ibang players na hindi makakapaglaro ngayon like si Danny Ravenna, they will definitely make use of other players on court right now. It is a shaky start indeed for them, pero nagsisimula pa lang tayo dito. What do you guys think about that?
Thank you, Lexi, for that report. Well, let's see if that will work to AKARI's advantage. Trying to change things up and mix things up. As we mentioned, some players will not be suiting up. And also, in the rotation, as we mentioned, Siraagas usually starting for the past 3 games, but this time it's like Ebon.
And aside from Danny Ravenna, I just noticed that Gaira Baroga is also not in the lineup right now for this game. It's Andrea Marzan, the middle blocker, that will be occupying that position.
4 points down itong AKARI. Lindsay with a tip. Oh! Kailangan. Rich Macaslang was not ready when Priscilla got the first ball.
This is where reaction time really matters in the sport of volleyball dahil sobrang bilis bumagsak ng bola.
Yeah. You have to be ready when your number is called. Cobb goes to Rivera. Power tip. Sent back by Remy Palma.
That will primarily be the game plan of the PETRO GAZZ Angels. It's to not let Priscilla Rivera have a field day in those soft touches. She scored a lot of drop balls in their previous outing. So, for sure, adjustments are already made on the floor right now for the GAZZ Angels.
A lot of those 30 points came from drop balls, as you mentioned. Hinahanap niya yung groove niya in this set. That drops in. And Priscilla not getting the right sense that she wants.
And you can just see the frustration in her face because that was a high ball. Kaya pa yun makover if there were defenders right there.
This will have to be a free ball once again. Cheng. Upset. Pablo tried to go down the line but it went out.
Right now, AKARI has to settle down. They seem very tense, very tentative on some of their movements.
Well, we also have to mention the crowd inside the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex, slowly filling up, as you can see. That sails out for Rich Macaslang.
Right for AKARI so far here in set number 1.
First and foremost, you mentioned they have to calm down a bit. You can see that they are a bit tense. Finally, Priscilla Rivera gets one to drop.
Trying to start the momentum for the Chargers. The 3-time Olympian going through the double block of MJ Phillips and Jonas Sabete.
6 serving 12 here in the first set. Laika Ebon with 6 points off the bench in their last game against Cheritigo. Good first ball by Bang Pineda. Here comes Pablo. That is saved. Back row attack from Marciano. Phillips will have to set it up. Sabete. Cobb chooses Rivera. That is too wide for Priscilla.
Too much angle. And again, if you want to free up the space of Priscilla Rivera, yung middle blocker has to be able to give that convincing approach para makuha niya si MJ Phillips na ma-delay dun sa block. Because if mado-double block ng din si Priscilla Rivera, for sure the GAZZ Angels will get a lot of soft touches.
Cobb sets up Rivera again, and this time it drops off the block and the point for Rivera. And you can see that both teams are really going to their top scorers. Nabanggit natin yan. It's the number 3 scorer in Priscilla Rivera versus number 5 in Lindsey van der Weyden. Cheng with a setup to Phillips. Napaganda pa.
Using her height to get that gift.
Great performance after a quiet 8-point output in the first game. 16 ang nagawa ni MJ Phillips in the last one. Marciano attacks. What a dig from Pablo. Lindsay again, blocked. Second try, and this time it works.
Can block her the first time, but not the second time, says Lindsey van der Weyden. Medyo mababa yung contact the first ball, but she knew that she was at that advantage against the shorter Michelle Cobb, so she made sure that it was a high clearance attack.
Oh, at the best connection there, and PETRO GAZZ takes advantage. Second technical timeout. PETRO GAZZ up by 9 points, 60-7 here in the first set.
Back here in the Santa Rosa Sports Complex for this first match again. It's PETRO GAZZ versus the AKARI Chargers. Substitutions will be made. Rachel Soltones will be coming in for Myla Pablo, and Jen Kasugod will be replacing Critch Makaslang in the middle blocker position for the Chargers. And Jaja Maraginot will be setting. Rachel Soltones for the serve. Jaja Maraginot setting up like Ebon from the back row, but that ball will not go over. Another point will go to the PETRO GAZZ Angels. It's 17, serving 7. And Bicho with a botched first pass. Marciano setting it up to Priscilla Rivera. Chance ball for MJ Phillips, and she puts it away with that quick play for the GAZZ Angels. An 11-point lead for PETRO GAZZ here in set number 1. Rachel Soltones still on the service line. Another Mr. C from the AKARI Chargers. Marciano getting through the double block this time, stopping the bleeding.
8-18.
Jen Kasugod for the serve.
Service sails out para kay Jen Kasugod. They are down big right now by 11 points. So we've seen a couple of changes, Neil, already. Itong AKARI, sinusubukang ipalasa na yung players. They turned into Jaja Maraginot as the setter. Cheng upset to Palma. That drops para kay Remy Palma.
The first point of concern really for the AKARI Chargers, it's that first pass. Hindi umaabot even dun sa attack line for the setter to try to find a way to find that option of attack for the Chargers. And for the PETRO GAZZ Angels, they're doing a very simple type of volleyball right now. Wala naman masyadong combination plays, but mas fluid lang talaga yung connection right now.
Maraginot goes to Marciano, and off the block she scores. But look at what PETRO GAZZ has built, an 11-point lead here in the first set. You can see also Priscilla Rivera trying to charge her teammates. Nakikita natin the frustrations are there, of course, after being down by this big. And she wants her teammates to wake up. The quick again, and that's Marian Buitre making her presence felt.
More veteran substitutions on the side of Coach Ral Ricafort. Aiza Maizo Pontillas will be replacing Jonah Sabete to occupy that opposite spiker position.
We haven't seen a lot of Aiza Maizo Pontillas so far in this reinforced conference, no, Neil, because you can credit that to the good play of Jonah Sabete. And of course, Myla Pablo. And that's expected, no? If you have reinforcements, meron talagang players that will be on the bench in an extended time because you have your reinforcement.
And in these types of tournaments, you don't really need to worry about how your reinforcements will play because you hired them for a reason. So you have to focus on the locals. And right now for AKARI, aside from Janine Marciano, Laika Ebon has to step up big time because with the substitutions of PETRO GAZZ, they have Aiza Maizo Pontillas, they have Marian Buitre, all punching in quality minutes. And that hit will go outside for Priscilla Rivera. And this lead has just ballooned to 12 dim.
PETRO GAZZ just 3 points away from taking set number 1. They've been trying to go to Rivera but unable to connect as Lindsay serves. Jaja chases. Rivera gets the point.
Right now, AKARI is just trying to get their groove going, trying to get at least some momentum because the PETRO GAZZ is just 3 points away from taking the first set.
That's right, medyo malayo na to. But of course, if you're AKARI, what you want is to end it on a high note, at least on a scoring run, so that when you get to set number 2, you can carry that momentum. Aiza, battle at the net. It's at the AKARI side. Ebon. Cheng chooses Aiza, denied.
Monster block from the Queen of Dominican Republic, Priscilla Rivera, perfectly timing that one.
Rich Makaslang at the service line. 12 serving 22. Cheng sets up Soltones. And that turns into a point for Gretchen. Even those simple first balls, no, may natouch na ng blockers but unable to recover itong AKARI Chargers.
And right now, Coach Ral is just looking for the perfect time to utilize his bench in their last game against Creamline. Hindi sila masyadong nagbalasa.
Ebon, blocked by PETRO GAZZ. Battle at the net. What a play from Aiza Maizo, recognizing that no one was gonna be there.
Not forcing the issue. And they get to set point first.
PETRO GAZZ just 1 point away from taking set number 1 with Marian Buitre on deck. Jaja goes to Rivera. Lindsay got a touch, but that will not be enough to send the ball back.
Almost all the points right now of AKARI actually came from Priscilla Rivera. And again, the reason for that is the setter of AKARI is just forced to give it to the left pin. Kasi nga, ang hirap naman is-set dun sa middle blocker kung napakalayo sa attack line.
Babawasan yung options niya, no? Because not the cleanest of first balls. Meanwhile, a service error for Laika Ebon gives Petro Gazz set number 1 in this matchup. They take this one 25-13. We'll be back with set number 2 here on One Sports Plus. Back inside the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna, Petro Gazz taking the first set in a short set. 23 minutes lamang ang tinagal nun, Neil, because they built a huge lead early on. What do you think worked well for Petro Gazz in that one?
Well, for Petro Gazz, they had their attacks there. The serves were hard, the reception was solid, and yun yung mga bagay na wala dun sa Akari. They were slow on their feet. Yung reaction time, wala rin doon. And again, all of the attempts, or most of the attempts rather, only came from Priscilla Rivera. And you cannot do a one-woman show against a strong team like the Petro Gazz Angels. And the numbers will show 12 attacks compared to the 8. Petro Gazz scored 4 kill blocks and 2 more aces. And look at that, Akari scored 5 more unforced errors compared to the Angels.
Right, you can see the numbers there, and they need more than just giving it or feeding it to Priscilla Rivera. Like in their last game, no, gumawa dyan si Marciano. And you also had balanced scoring from Makaslang, Laika Ebon. But if you're gonna want to get a chance to win against Petro Gazz, who is of course doing so well in this game, you have to activate everyone. Meanwhile, ito naman Petro Gazz, ang dami nilang options, Neil. They're setting it up. Janelle Cheng was able to distribute the ball very well in the first set.
Marian Buidre had a point in. Aiza Maizo Pontillas also had a point in with the limited minutes that was given to them. And for the Akari Chargers, they have to breathe in and breathe out, to relax, to release the tension, and get that first pass to go.
As we bring you set number 2 of the Akari Chargers versus the Petro Gazz Angels. Dip Dibiaco, Neil Flores, and Lexi Rodriguez, your broadcast team for this match. And you're watching us live on One Sports Plus, Signal Play, and also on Smart Gigaplay. This is the PVL 2022 Reinforced Conference. Akari looking to bounce back from that poor set number 1, only scoring 13 points. Good dive by Horvina. They go to Marciano, who is denied.
And again, the blockers didn't have to guess. They already knew from the get-go that that was going to the side of Janine Marciano.
Look at that, MJ Phillips stretching and then rejecting. Maraginot goes to Ebon and she scores off the block.
That's a good start for the locals of Akari, getting their first attack point.
It will be a tough day for them on the field, Neil, dahil itong Petro Gazz Angels is actually tied at number 2 in terms of blocks, alongside Chocomucho in signal. And you would know that itong Akari will have to vary their attack so that they can get it across. Ebon, bit high there. Pineda sets up Lindsay. Blockers were right there. Oh, but there's a net violation for Akari.
It was a good block though against the reinforcement of Petro Gazz.
And you can see that they're getting check balls. Nakaka-touch naman itong AKARI. Cheng with the serve. Jaja chooses Rivera again, and a clean attack from Priscilla.
She's done that multiple times already here in the PVL. Looking right, hitting left.
Going down the line there this time. It's the number 3 scorer in the reinforced conference, averaging 25 points per game. And a chance to send this to Lexi Rodriguez for another report. Lexi?
Connection, communication, and concentration seems to be the key aspects for the Angels in that first set. Pero paano nga nila makikeep ang momentum na to? Now, according to Lindsay van der Weide, after that match against the Cool Smashers, she said that she is assured that they can compete and fight back against the best. Lindsay says that losing definitely doesn't feel good. Pero sa tingin ko, hanggat mapagpatuloy lang nila ang momentum, they'll defend the crown as reinforced conference champions. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, Lexi, for that report. And as reinforcement, there's a different level of competitiveness when they entered this tournament. And of course, kahit sino naman doesn't want that feeling of losing. So now it's a time to bounce back for the PETRO GAZZ Angels. So far, AKARI has been keeping it close. They're tied at 3 apiece.
Cheng upset to Sabete. And nobody there to chase that one. It's out of the park. Point for PETRO GAZZ.
Now, PETRO GAZZ getting their 4th point off that Sabete attack. Now you can put Sabete in the left or the right pin. Doesn't matter. She's very good in adjusting to whatever position that you give her.
Maraginot upset to Rivera. Palma goes to Sabete. Battle at the net. Won by Jonah Sabete. See this one again. Palma, the one to set it up. And then Sabete nagawan pa yun ng paraan. Landicho will send that over. Phillips again with a good attack.
Piping hot from the middle, MJ Phillips. Now she's just loving the middle blocker position.
Right? It's like she didn't have to adjust despite not playing that position for quite a while. 3-point lead now for the Angels. Ebon. Cheng to Pablo with a drop. And it's a point for Myla Pablo.
That was one of the problems of AKARI in their game against Cheritigo, yung first possession for that soft touch. Laging walang tao doon. And by now, they should have adjusted that part of their ball game. Now, PETRO GAZZ is starting to build on that lead. They have a 4-point lead right now.
And they're exploiting that advantage right now. They can see that AKARI having a tough time reading that play. Meanwhile, Rivera will get it across.
That's the set that she wants.
And a much better start for the Chargers this time around, Neil. Kanina, 7-0. Imagine in the first set.
They got 8 attack points in set number 1. So, okay naman sana. But again, the major part of that first set meltdown was their reception. And if they can settle down and give excellent passes to Jaja Mariginot, who's an excellent setter, might I add, ang dami nilang magagawa din sa offense nila.
Right. First technical timeout, 8-4 is our score. park inside the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna. As you can see, the fans inside the venue on a Saturday for this doubleheader featured in the PVL 2022 Reinforced Conference. PETRO GAZZ already up by 1 set. And they're ahead by 4 points. What an attack mula kay Priscilla Rivera. And that could just pump up their team.
And she's starting to feel the atmosphere here in Santa Rosa.
And this team has already played in this venue on opening day where they lost to Signal. Meanwhile, PETRO GAZZ, their first out of town this conference. Lindsay with a drop. Oh, and Coach Jorge cannot believe that nobody moved in that possession.
And they were talking to Makaslang that if you don't go for a block, you have to prepare for these kinds of touches from your opponent. As a donut hole in the middle of the defense of AKARI.
Butas na butas on the side of the Chargers. Good first ball from Landicho. Back row attack. Popped up by Pablo. Again, Phillips.
She's a tall middle blocker, so she's also a good leaper. So pagkatalon niya and she gets it at the highest point, hindi maabot ng mga blockers ng AKARI yun.
Picking up from where she left off, 16 points in that loss against Streamline.
And she was the only Gaz Angel to score in double digits next to Lindsay van der Weide. Yung sumunod na sa kanya was Myla Pablo with 7 points. For AKARI, they had 3 players in double digits in that loss against the league-leading Cherry Tigo.
Yeah.
Priscilla Rivera had 30, Janine Marcian had 24, and Makaslang had 11.
And if they continue to go to as Pablo gets that service error, if Phillips continues to get those points, might just break into the top 20 in scoring for the tournament. Coach Jorge De Brito looking on, probably possibly liking a better set number 2 here compared to the first one. But still not enough as they're behind by 5 points. Good serve from Maraguinot. Cheng underhand set. Rivera's right there. Jaja back set to Ebon. Cheng back to Lindsay. Orvina, back row attack from Rivera.
Now Rivera is just trying to breathe in life dun sa mga kakampi niya. He's been lifting the heavy load of scoring so far in this ball game, and she's asking for support, at least defensively, dun sa mga teammates niya.
Sabi niya, okay, sige, basta bigyan niyo ako ng magandang first ball. Ako na bahala sa atake. Because it's so tough. You can see the defense of PETRO GAZZ. Neil, ang hirap makakuha ng puntos so far. Cheng, again to Phillips. Good dig mula kay Rivera. Ebon goes up. Pineda upset. Lindsay. Popped up by Horvina. Here comes Marciano. Kept alive by PETRO GAZZ. Pablo. Good rally we're having here. And Pablo again. Upset. Van der Weide. Hits the point for PETRO GAZZ.
Back-to-back hits. It's a deep cross-court ng AKARI. Now Coach Jorge will be forced to call a timeout.
Look at this one. That last attack was not enough for Marciano to control. And the timeout called by the AKARI Chargers.
Because the deep cross, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the ball, you go into the line, the guys are touching doing block. It's time for your decision. Go there and back. Because the guys are already deep. 1, 2, 3. But it's your decision. You know? Decision made. Come on.
Okay, let's go. Tuloy lang. Let's go. Laban! AKARI!
Timeout called by Coach Jorge De Brito. And you can sense that they're slowly getting their rhythm here in this game, Neil. Kahit pa paano nabibigyan ng sets yung ibang attackers. Just like Ebon, but the defense of PETRO GAZZ has been stellar. Lindsay gets another point.
time off the blocker. And she changes it up so often, and that's why she always gets the blockers confused.
6-point lead for the Angels. Jaja goes to Marciano, denied. Coverage was right there. Ebon naman. Pablo with a steady floor defense. Chance here for Akari to set something up. Ebon, a bit late to that ball. Van der Weide. Oh, that was straight to Ebon.
What a hit from Lindsay Van der Weide, loving that set.
And Ebon was just like, covered herself up. Bahala na if I get a touch.
Crazy angle from the reinforcement of the Gazz Angel. Substitution in the middle blocker position for Akari. Madrigal will come in for Makaslang.
See if Ezra Madrigal can help her squad come back in this set. Rivera, returned by Palma. Unable to take advantage though. Bingel, upset. Marciano with the approach, and again rejected.
Again, right now the offense of Akari is just predictable.
See this one. Speaking of, perfectly read by Palma and Lindsay Van der Weide. And that is why Trisha Genesis has been inserted.
I think this is her hometown, Laguna.
Yes.
Talking about Ish Genesis.
Trisha Genesis, of course, studied in the Holy Rosary College back in high school. Was discovered in Palarong Pambansa before transferring to Adamson and played in the UAAP just last season. Rivera.
Oh,
what an angle also.
Her version of that sharp
What you can do,
cross
I can do,
kill.
diba?
At may konting silip pa dun sa reinforcement ng PETRO GAZZ.
I'm sure you've seen it, Neil, also the last game against Cherry, yung tinginan nila ni Maylene
Maylene
Paas,
Paas.
diba? And people have been talking about that on social media.
People really enjoyed that game. It was a fun game to cover.
She's becoming a fan favorite. Talking about Priscilla Rivera. Another point for Petro Gazz as we get to the second technical timeout.
16, Petro Gazz.
Bingo Plus is the first live streaming bingo in the Philippines. As we welcome you back to our coverage here on One Sports Plus. PVL 2022 Reinforced Conference. Petro Gazz again with a comfortable 7-point lead and an ace para kay Janelle Cheng coming off that technical timeout.
It was a close start for the AKARI Chargers and the Petro Gazz Angels. We were tied at 3-all, but when the Petro Gazz Angels started their offensive attacks against the defense of the Chargers, that was the time that they pulled away.
Yeah. And they get a point via that violation mula sa Petro Gazz Angels. But can you argue, Neil, na itong AKARI, the last time they played was just 2 days ago in a 5-setter. Meanwhile, Petro Gazz, obviously, they have the fresher legs. Could that be a factor also dito sa AKARI Chargers?
Yes, that can be a factor because after that loss, diretso pa rin naman training itong AKARI Chargers. But again, we are looking for the fundamentals first. And yung hinahanap ni Coach Jorge is the basics for this young squad.
And they are down by 6 points. Trying to get consecutive ones here in set number 2. And once you get that momentum and adrenaline, hindi mo na rin mararamdaman yung pagod na yun eh. Ezra with the serve. Aiza Maizo Puntillas. Straight to Maraginot. Rivera goes up. Cheng goes quick. Sent back. Aiza again, the drop. Rivera had to dive. Ebon sent back. And it's another point for the Angels.
And the locals having a difficult time to convert their transition offense. But now Jaja Maraginot will have more options on the floor. She still has Jen Kasugot in the middle, so if they get a good pass, they can give her some quick attacks or some slide attacks.
Yeah.
But that will not happen in this sequence.
Pablo goes down the line.
Ang maganda dito sa PETRO GAZZ game, hindi sila sumasabay dun sa tempo ng opponent nila. They will always establish their own tempo in every single game. That's why they get to leads like this.
It's the other team that has to catch up and keep up with PETRO GAZZ as we get another timeout by Akari.
Receive, let's play. Again. You need the ball to make there so you can play. If you don't receive, you don't make nothing.
Yes.
Because you don't make a mistake.
Let's go, heads up, heads up, heads up. Kaya natin, kaya natin. Hey, Akari! Huwag mataas na. Amayin mo. Huwag na pinitin mo. Target na. Target na.
Coach Jorge De Brito has got to be one of the most calm coaches, no, in the volleyball community. As you see, his team is down by 8 points. Lost the first set by 12, but still just giving instructions. Alam niya that the ladies, this is not how they play. I mean, as shown in their last one against Cherry Vigo.
And you can just hear the players saying na kaya natin to. Again, they challenged the #1 seeded team in the Cherry Vigo crossovers in 5 sets. So it's really a mystery kung bakit parang nagkakapaan yung Chargers.
Ebon getting that one through against Myla Pablo. Down by 7 points as she serves. Ooh, that is too long for Laika Ebon. A couple of service errors now for her in this game.
These are the simple errors that can be controlled by the Akari Chargers. A while ago, before Laika Ebon scored that point, she got a mini pep talk from Priscilla Rivera. Nagbibigay ng instruction si Rivera kung ano yung mga angulan na pwedeng puntahan ni Laika Ebon so that she can score. But she throws that serve away. And another overpass will lead to a point for the Gas Angels.
And if hihingi ka na lang din ng tips, kukuha ka ng tips, syempre, from the 3-time Olympian, diba? She knows what she is talking about. Meanwhile, PETRO GAZZ Angels looks like they don't need any more instructions. They know exactly what to do in this game. Kasugod. Saved by PETRO GAZZ. Maraginot goes to Rivera. Blockers were there. That's a bit low, and that's a violation on the part of Jaja.
Double contact violation called on Maraginot. Medyo nalula siguro siya dun sa first pass.
Now, how do you get through the blockers of PETRO GAZZ? That's something that, you know, Akari is trying to figure out in this game, Neil.
If you want to get through the blockers of PETRO GAZZ, you have to establish your middle blocker as a threat first. Because if there is no threat in the middle, they will intentionally leave that out of the equation.
Yeah.
At po-position na yung middle blocker ng PETRO GAZZ dito sa left pin ng Akari Chargers.
Good point there, Neil. Yung middles na hindi pa natin nakikita to get going for Akari. Ebon pops it up. Free ball here. Cheng goes to Pablo. Simple drop, and it's effective.
Again, that drop ball area behind the blockers, problematic for the Akari Chargers.
They are having fun. Look at this. In between their possession. Itong Petrogaz, they're enjoying, they're smiling. MJ Phillips wanted to, I think, go for that set. Aiza Maizo Puntillas with a service error keeps Akari alive. Coach Ral Dragafort must be really happy. Could actually just, stay on the bench muna, relax lang. Up by 9 points here in set number 2. Pablo. Maraginot goes back row. And that's a point for Petrogaz as they reach set point for the second time in this game.
It was an excellent pass this time around from Janine Marciano to the center. Yun nga lang, that ball didn't go over for Rivera.
10-point lead for the Angels. Jaja goes to Marciano. Look at that, Petrogaz even getting that point on a broken play. And they win this one, up by 2 sets now against the Akari Chargers. Take a look at this from the dig of Aiza Maizo. And Lindsay getting a touch on that. Nothing Akari could do. They're up 2-0 in this match.
Mic check 1, 2. Wala. Mic check 1, 2.
Back inside the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna for the continuation of the PVL 2022 Reinforced Conference. Almost a similar story in set number 1, Neil. Itong Petrogaz Angels taking set number 2. We thought that Akari, after having a relatively better start in set number 2, we thought didikit sila, pero nag-pull away ulit itong Petrogaz Angels.
They only scored 1 more point compared to that first set. It was 25-13 in the first frame. It's 25-14 in that second frame. They were having some moments na fluid na yung connection nila. They had some excellent passes, but sometimes pag nagkakaroon ng miscommunication in setting up their defensive pattern, that's the time that they give up simple points to the Petrogaz Angels. And this time around, nag-double up na yung Petrogaz in the attacks department, scoring 8 more compared to the Akari Chargers. And Akari didn't register any block point, no service ace.
Yeah.
But in terms of unforced errors, at least nabawasan nila.
Yeah, but that's not gonna do the job for the Akari Chargers. If you want to get a chance in this game, nothing on the part of Akari for blocks and aces. Meanwhile, Petrogaz, yung 3 blocks yan were solid ones. And you can see the intangibles also, not in the numbers, how they're getting check balls, saving it clearly. Ang ganda ng floor defense ng Petrogaz. It's like they really woke up on the right side of the bed today, Neil.
Yeah, and there were some moments na free ball na yung binibigay ng Petrogaz dun sa Akari, pero nagugulat yung defenders ng Chargers.
Set 3 underway here in the PVL 2022 Reinforced Conference. Dip Tipianco, Neil Flores, and Lexi Rodriguez, your broadcast team for this first match of your Saturday doubleheader. It's been a quick one, just 23 minutes each for both sets. Well, let's see if Akari can extend this, make this a bit longer. Could be a good sign as they get the first point here in set number 3.
They have to celebrate every single point para naman ma-pump up yung energy nila, because when you're feeling it, pwedeng sumunod na lang yung magandang mangyayari. Another change in the starting lineup for Coach Jorge. Joanna Mariginot will be playing alongside her sister.
Let's see if she can bring something to the table here in set number 3. Lindsay with the attack. So strong and ends up in the stands.
Most of the hits of the reinforcement of the Gas Angels has been going to that deep cross-court angle. So the blockers of AKARI can actually change it up. You can close that zone and leave that down the line area to your defender at the back.
Service ace for Janelle Cheng. I was about to say, Neil, hindi pa nga ganun ka talagang binibigyan si Lindsay because every player has been contributing for PETRO GAZZ. You can talk about Myla Pablo. You also have even Remy Palma, MJ Phillips. They've been scoring for the Angels. And Aiza Maizo also when she was sent in off the bench. Rivera gets that one.
Going back to your point, this is a long tournament. This is the longest conference that we will be having this year.
Yes.
So for the coaches and the players, they have to try to conserve their energy as much as possible. So if you can get wins ng straight sets or 4 sets, that would be better para maiwasan natin yung over fatigue. Because even after the games, these athletes go back to training kahit na galing sila sa panalo or galing sila sa talo.
This is somewhat similar to the bubble conference in Ilocos wherein there were 9 teams who joined. Single round robin that is outside. But there's a touch and Sabete gets the point. But I believe that the schedule back then was more grueling compared to this one. A lot more game days back in Ilocos. This time, more rest days in between. But of course, the hustle and bustle also of things getting back to normal somewhat.
Aside from the schedule, mas mataas yung level of competition with all of these reinforcements coming in.
Yeah.
And right now, we only have 1 reinforcement per team. Can you just imagine if we have 2 reinforcements per team? We would probably have longer games. And Joanna Marginot scores her first point.
And the crowd goes wild inside Santa Rosa Sports Complex. We do know that she has a lot of fans. Gets her first point of the match. Could pump up the AKARI Chargers. 3-all is the score. That is outside.
Right now, they just need to trade points with the Gas Angels. And at some point, break away.
I believe this is the first time in set number 3 or in the game. Dito lang sila nakalamang in set number 3. Maraginot goes to the running Kasugod. Oh, unable to cover that ball.
It was the right set for Maraginot, but the coverage wasn't there behind Kasugod. He's trying to distribute the ball as much as possible para kahit papano yung lateral movement ng middle blockers ng PETRO GAZZ, mapa-left, mapa-right, maghahabol sila.
But you like that from Maraginot, trying to involve the middle blockers. Jaja, a bit tentative there. Chance here for PETRO GAZZ. Cheng goes to Pablo. Naiangat ni Marciano. Maraginot for the attack, and she scores.
Second point, immediate impact for Joanna Maraginot. I'm sure her fans are just happy to see her back in a healthy state.
Up by 1 point as Maraginot heads to the service line. Ooh, that is short.
Too low on the release.
Chance for us to send this to Lexi Rodriguez for this report.
As the most high-profile reinforcement this conference, Priscilla Rivera is definitely looking forward to bouncing back this third set. I heard in one of their huddles that they need to be fundamentally sound at sabi nga ng iba ng kanilang teammates, just enjoy and keep your chin up. Hopefully, they transform and played better this time around. Now, let's see how they switch things up this third set. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Lexi, for that report. Those are the little things, Neil. No? If you can't start off with the skills, body language, your smile, I guess, your energy, para mahawa yung rest of your teammates.
Plus, when you commit a mistake, it's all about the next point. You have to forget about that past mistake and move forward.
Jaja goes to Rivera from the back, but saved by Pineda and company. Kasugod! And finally, that drops. But the effort was still there for PETRO GAZZ.
This is the distribution that we want to see for the Akari Chargers. You saw a pipe attack on that first attempt from Priscilla Rivera, and that slide attack this time for Jen Kasugod, only with a single blocker in front of her.
Yeah. Score is tied at 6-all. Let's see if Akari can keep up this pace and stay in step against PETRO GAZZ Angels. Pablo goes down the line again. You know, Myla has been finding the spots. Hindi ganun kalalakas yung palo niya in this game, ha?
And you won't notice her production because ma-overpower yung production ni Myla from the hard hits of their reinforcement and MJ Phillips. But again, yung contributions ni Myla is always there for the GAZZ Angels.
And as we say, a point is a point, no matter how you get that one. Marciano goes back to their side. And PETRO GAZZ again gets to the first technical timeout. 8-6 here in set number 3. Back inside the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna. Again, we are down south for this game day of the PVL 2022 Reinforced Conference as we bring you match number 13 of the tournament. Switch to Signal Postpaid for more super loaded bonding moments. Get free 3 months and more when you subscribe today. Call 8888-5555 now so that you can enjoy the sports and all the other programs of Signal that we offer. Meanwhile, Lindsay gets a point for PETRO GAZZ after that technical timeout.
A while ago, we were tied. Now, PETRO GAZZ has a 3-point lead, and they always start na makapag-establish ng lead pag malakas yung service nila on the line. And we credit that to Myla Pablo, forcing the pass of Akari to be faulty, but Krish Makaslang finally gets a point from that middle blocker position.
That's what you want if you're Coach Jorge De Brito.
Again, she had 11 against Cherry Tigo.
Exactly, but this time, one of the rare times that we saw a connection for Akari between the setter and middle. Good read by Sabete there as it sails out.
Lot of unforced errors on the line right now for the Chargers. 3 based on my unofficial account.
And those 3 are crucial because PETRO GAZZ is ahead by 3 points. Jaja to Priscilla. Van der Weide goes up and down it goes.
Van der Weide just splitting the double block of Akari.
Notice in between the blockers for a 4-point lead. Marciano. Cheng underhand set. Pablo will attack. Jaja goes to Rivera down the line. And that's a point for Priscilla.
Priscilla Rivera finding that open spot down the line.
As we bring you our question of the game, hashtag PVL asks, mula kay Abby Maranyo, sino ang mag-aangasan sa PETRO GAZZ versus Akari? As we take a look at some of your tweets at Norman_Arias. Gusto ko makitang angasan ni Palma si Priscilla Rivera. Sana wag lang matulad kay Paat. Because of what we mentioned a while ago, di ba? Yung napa-piece na lang itong si Paat eh. But so far, we haven't seen any of those moments. Another one from at Arnold Valdez Jr. I'm rooting Akari Chargers to bring angas in this match. in general, no, the entire team, yun yung gusto makita ni Arnold Valdez. And finally, at Redentor_Rabs, looking forward to witness the angasan of Palma against Mami Priscilla. Yung parang deja vu ni Chang Abby and Odina. A lot of fans rooting for Remy Palma. And speaking of Remy Palma and Priscilla Rivera, no, magandang matchup nga yan. But so far itong si Mami Priscilla, as what the fans call her, no, very nice, smiling lang pag tinitignan siya ng mga players na locals.
Before she entered this team, kinausap naman siya ng mga team managers that this is a new team, it's a young team. So, nandun naman yung expectations din ni Priscilla Rivera.
And even when we got the chance to talk to her before the start of the tournament, she was saying na she understands also that this is a young team. It will take patience to develop and grow as a new squad. Rich Makaslang with 2 points already in this set.
Finally, Jaja Maraganot finding a way to activate the middles of AKARI. And now that the middles are getting kills from their A-quick plays, you can expect na kahit papano ma-delay yung middle blocker or ma-free up yung mga wings ng Chargers.
PETRO GAZZ will also make those adjustments. Van der Weide. Rivera Stern. Yes, that drops for Rivera.
Here come the Chargers, only down by a single point against the Gassy Angels.
That ball changing the trajectory after that touch. AKARI Chargers just behind by 1 point, 11 serving 12 here in set number 3. Cheng goes to Lindsay. And that's another point for Van der Weide.
She's a very smart hitter. Before she picks an angle, sinisilip talaga niya kung nasaan yung mga kamay ng blockers.
And enough time for her, no, because she's tall and she jumps high as well.
She has a higher efficiency right now compared to their previous game. She had a 37% efficiency.
16 points already for Van der Weide, and Priscilla Rivera continues to score for AKARI. (12 serving 13). He's got 15 points. Good matchup there with Van der Weide. Lindsay from the back. Into the stands. The ball goes.
She just scores at will from all angles on the court. Saving that out-of-system play of the PETRO GAZZ Angels with a powerful pipe attack.
Just ultra efficient in this game is Lindsay Van der Weide. Jaja goes to her sister. Joanna unable to get something there. Sabete!
Sabete maximizing that single block of AKARI to her advantage.
PETRO GAZZ trying to pull away once again. Up by 3 points. Remy Palma already with 5 points. This service though sails out. AKARI just behind by 2 points.
This is the closest set they've had against the PETRO GAZZ Angels so by far.
Crucial time also for the Chargers to try and take over at this juncture. Exchanging errors, but more costly for AKARI. That service error mula kay Maraganot as we head to the second technical timeout. Back inside the Santa Rosa Multipurpose Complex in Laguna. Speaking of being back, the NBA is back. Catch live games daily and in high definition via NBA TV Philippines on Signal TV. Mondays and Fridays on One Sports and Saturdays and Sundays on TV5. Hashtag always a fan of the NBA. A lot of sports happening in the country, across the globe. And right now we are enjoying volleyball action between PETRO GAZZ versus AKARI for the first game of this double-header lineup. Outside for Jonah Sapete. And this is keeping AKARI alive in this set, Neil.
And if AKARI managed their service errors, malimo, they could have been in the lead right now against the Gazz Angels.
Can't afford to have more errors at this point. MJ Phillips, after being quiet at the start of this set.
MJ Phillips delivering that zero-tempo quick attack for the Gazz Angels. Now they bring their lead back to 3.
17 serving 14. Pablo on deck. Maraginot goes to Marciano. Cross-court kill from Marciano.
And we've been waiting for Marciano to roar back at the defense of the Gazz Angels.
I mean, scoring 24 points in that last game, you know that she can help her squad rack up those points.
Even in the non-scoring skills, napakalaking contribution ni Janine Marciano. Again, triple-double performance against against Cherry Tigo.
Yeah. Oh, watch this. Look at the hang time mula kay MJ Phillips.
That's her natural position. So at any point in time, if you need a one kill, one stop na mas mabagal na tempo, you can just drag her to the right pin and give her set.
Rivera finds that spot. But they can't afford, talking about the high, can't afford to exchange points lang against PETRO GAZZ. At some point, they have to score consecutively. Janine Marciano will be serving. Cheng upset to Van der Weide. Horvina keeps it up. Marciano with a drop from the back.
Great recognition from Janine Marciano. The Gazz Angels were expecting a hard hit from the back row.
Pulling the defense and nobody there para sa PETRO GAZZ Angels. 17 serving 18. Cheng goes to Van der Weide. And Orvina unable to get there on time. Two-point lead once again for the PETRO GAZZ Angels. 19 serving 17 here in set number 3. Ooh, not the best first ball, but kept alive by Horvina. Van der Weide!
That's her 19th point of this ball game.
Cannot leave her wide open without any blockers as Coach Jorge De Brito calls for time.
It was good if you had a receive again. Okay, don't let go on that. Hey, it's the same. She's coming here. Receive first. You go there to the other side. You have the quick. Then she's coming to open. The import will be there. I have here. Okay? Yeah, you come here. Okay?
Hey, let's go!
But it's here first. Here first. Okay?
You mentioned it, Neil. This is the closest AKARI has been with the PETRO GAZZ Angels this entire game. Just 3 points behind. Cheng continues to serve. Not the best first ball again. As Joanna Maraginot apologizes, but Van der Weide takes advantage.
And Priscilla Rivera was already asking for a good pass from her teammates because she was gearing up for an attack. She didn't get a good pass.
Service error para kay Janelle Cheng. Back down to a 3-point lead for PETRO GAZZ. Coach Ralph Ricafort looking to finish this one in straight sets. But the Chargers still fighting as Makaslang serves 18-21. Cheng goes to Van der Weide. And touch on that block attempt.
Yun yung mga sayang because that was a really good rebound from the side of AKARI. And the support was there behind the blocker, so that was the perfect chance for them to counter.
Rivera. Good dig mula kay Cruz. Maraginot, one-hand set, tough one. It's still alive. Kept up by PETRO GAZZ. Sharp attack does not work. Rivera drops it.
There's signs of charm.
That's what you get when you don't give up in the play, right?
After a series of hard hits, she decides to just push that over the blockers of the PETRO GAZZ Angels.
Jen Cruz unable to get there on time. 3-point game here. Pablo with a hit.
Rubino was perfectly positioned for that dig of the cross-court hit of Myla Pablo, but couldn't control that ball. Now PETRO GAZZ is 2 points away from getting another win here in our preliminaries.
23 serving 19. That is outside for Remy Palma. PETRO GAZZ just 2 points away from winning this match. The Chargers needing 5 more points to extend this game. Laika Ebon checks back in.
Double substitution, Marzan will be replacing Kasugod. Most probably this would be a defensive substitution and the libero would probably set that ball.
But now, just like that, PETRO GAZZ is at match point.
Agad si Jaja Maraginot, they didn't get a block point off that substitution. So yung mga double substitution na ganun, pang isang rally lang talaga siya.
Match point now. Maraginot. Back row attack from Rivera. Popped up. Cheng to Phillips for the finish. And the PETRO GAZZ Angels win in straight sets over the AKARI Chargers.
The pocket rockets of the GAZZ Angels conniving for another victory. Lindsay Van der Weide and MJ Phillips, again, the top scorers in this game.
Bouncing back from that loss against Creamlang, and PETRO GAZZ dominating this match in a quick one. 3 straight sets as the AKARI Chargers lose their second straight of what was a very quick game for the first one of this doubleheader. We'll be back to wrap this one up here on One Sports Plus.
Hello, sound check. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
PETRO GAZZ Angels winning in straight sets versus the AKARI Chargers in our opening game of this Saturday doubleheader. A quick one, as you can see, the duration of each set, Neil. It was, you can say, they didn't like they broke a sweat in this game.
They steered the ship in the right direction. Talking about the PETRO GAZZ Angels, they also got a lot of support from the substitutions made by Coach Rald Ricafort, and they just really exposed all the liabilities in the defense of the AKARI Chargers.
Seemed like a normal day at the office. Janelle Cheng was steady as a setter, was able to deliver those nice setups to her teammates. MJ Phillips was activated. Lindsay van der Weide with her usual output for the PETRO GAZZ Angels as we take a look at the final numbers in set number 3.
Still, PETRO GAZZ up top in the attacks department, having 3 more compared to the AKARI Chargers. And I guess that was the missing link for AKARI, aside from the reception. If you remember in that game against Cheritigo, they had a number of kill blocks.
Yeah.
But in this game, konti lang din talaga yung nakuha nilang defensive touches.
And PETRO GAZZ winning in straight sets. As we take a look at the highlights of what happened for our best player of the game. Take a look at this one. None other than the reinforcement, Lindsay van der Weide.
No questions there. 21 points, 18 attacks, and 3 blocks. Again, she was on fire the entire ball game. She was hitting left, right, even in the back row, and she made sure that all of the sets, or most of the sets given to her by Janelle Cheng, was converted to a point.
Scoring at least 20 points in all of her games so far here in the Reinforced Conference, and she is with Lexi Rodriguez for this interview.
Hi everybody, I am here with MJ Phillips and Lindsay van der Weide, who are the 2 top best players in the game right now, with Lindsay with 19 points, 16 attacks, and 3 blocks. I guess, Lindsay, I would like to ask you, what was your mindset coming out to this game earlier?
We knew we had to get after it. We're coming off a loss, so it's definitely tough to do that, but we knew we had to push in every set. I mean, we won in 3 sets, so we obviously did that. And I think our team improved on the things that we wanted to improve on, so that felt good.
Yeah, I think that was pretty much seen on the game earlier. And I think with MJ, how do you think were you guys able to keep the momentum going and maintain it all throughout the game and sweep the AKARI Chargers for 3 straight sets?
We just had a lot of positive energy, a lot of eye contact, and basically everyone was like, we got your back. Every single one of us, even on the bench, we all felt that everyone had each other's backs on it.
Exactly. Again, congratulations to the both of you. Is there anyone or anything you'd like to thank or greet here on the camera right now? We are live.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Lola, I hope you liked watching this up in heaven. And hi, Myla, Pablo's mom.
And how about you, Lindsay? Is there anyone you'd like to greet or thank?
Same for me, definitely my parents and my boyfriend as well. Love you, babe.
Oh, that's so sweet. Now back to you guys.
And there you have it. Thank you, Lexi, for that one. Lindsay van der Weide, the player of the game, alongside MJ Phillips. Lindsay just turned 25 last October 19. Belated happy birthday, and what a way to celebrate that one with the victory in straight sets over the AKARI Chargers. And that does it for our first game. But up next, we still have the Creamline Cool Smashers trying to maintain their undefeated record against the Signal HD Spikers. On behalf of Lexi Rodriguez, my partner Neil Flores, our director Nick Earnshaw, and our executive producer Sinji Reyes, my name is Dip Dipiaco saying thank you for watching the PVL 2022 Reinforced Conference. This is the heart of volleyball.